Hi guys, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel. This is a little bit different, like this style that we're going with because we're having a sit down video and it's a sit down chit chat where like I'm not actively doing my makeup because I want to have your direct undivided attention. So, man, okay, so it's Libra season, right? And by the time you guys see this, my birthday might have passed or I'm prepping for it. I don't know what the time frame is going to be, but I wanted to do some reflection and just kind of like record myself talking about this seems very narcissistic, Megan. And talk about the reflection and talk to you guys about it because I feel like some of my audience might be like younger gal demographic. And as a woman who is, well into her 30s, I just wanted to share a few things that I learned about myself in my 30s while I'm doing this reflection because my birthday is on Sunday. And so I feel like when my birthday comes around, like I turn very, very sentimental. I'm very grateful that God has blessed me with another year to be here on this earth because that could not be the story. And I just like to reminisce. One thing also kind of, and this is like not going to be structured. It's just like we're two girlfriends and I'm having a conversation with you. But one thing that like I have been really adamant about, off topic but on topic, the last few years is doing whatever the hell I want on my birthday. Cause my husband told me one year, and I can't remember how old it was that I was actually turning. He said, "It's your birthday. You should get to do whatever it is you want to do." And so I think that it was a year where I was like stressing out and the kids were a lot younger. And I was stressing out because like my mom wanted to go to dinner and the kids wanted to go do stuff and there was just a lot of moving parts. And I am not that girl. The minute that the logistics start to get complicated, I'm out because I'm just not about to be. It's a whole lot of doing going on and I'm not about to be a part of that. And so after he told me that, and it's been a few years now since like that time has passed when he said that to me, I have made it my mission to one, I've been in a career girl for the last almost 20 years. And so in 20 years, I have never worked on my birthday and I will continue to do that. I do not work on my birthday. And being in a space now to where we have unlimited PTO, I really like that because it gives me like a whole week to be able to just do what it is I want to do. So when he told me that, I was like, you're completely right. And I should plan things or not plan things that I want to do. And so one of the things that like I wanted to discuss is being like confident in who you are as a person. I know that the things that make me happy because I know who I am and I know what I enjoy. So I enjoy going and sniffing a bunch of candles. I enjoy purchasing said candles. I like to purchase perfume. I like getting up at 5 a.m. to work out. Yeah, you heard me. I like doing that because the world is calm, the world is still at that time. Nobody has expectations from you, and it is time for you to really pour into yourself and to pour into God. That's for me personally, okay? I like waking up at 5 a.m. I like going on nature walks. I like being able to go and get massages. I like to have me like some really good coffee. So as I was like thinking about the things, oh, and I also like going to the chiropractor to get adjusted. So that's also on the schedule. So as I was thinking about that, I'm like, okay, what am I doing for my birthday this year? Well, Thursday I'm gonna go do a little shopping. I'm gonna do the whole candle thing. I might pick up like I need another pair of jeans, child, but I might pick up a pair of jeans and like a cute top and some shoes. And then Friday, I'm going to get adjusted. I'm getting a massage and I'm just going to kind of lay low. I want to come home after that and read a book until I fall asleep from a nap. And when I wake up, I'm going to light a candle. And these are the things that make me happy. And I'm not ashamed to say that I want that low key. Now, Saturday is a whole other thing because we're going to turn up just a little bit, just a little bit on Saturday. And then Sunday, we are going out to dinner with my whole family. And so, really understanding what my birthday means to me and like, am I gonna get up at 5 a.m. and go and work out on Thursday and Friday while I'm off? You betcha I am, because I'm not gonna be rushed because I have no responsibilities during that time. He's gonna get the kids to school, the other one is in college, so she can get herself from point A to point B. And so I can do that. And I can come home and take a shower and go and get coffee and then just structure my whole day how I want it to be with no time constraints. And that to me is like the ideal 48-hour birthday window for me because I literally get to do what it is I want to do during that time frame. And also, there's nothing besides like my massage and going to the chiropractor. There's no other responsibilities that I have made to anyone else but myself. And I'm prioritizing myself and I'm putting myself first. And I think that that's really important. The other thing that I want to talk about, it's kind of like to segue into the next topic of understanding who you are and also like the kind of woman that you want to be. I have not always been just super duper confident. If you guys look at some of my other videos, I was nearing 300 pounds in those videos and 4'11". And during that time, I just, a lot of things happened that impacted my health and also just the way that I felt about myself. And so now that I'm in a much healthier state and understanding, I'm going to try. No, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. Going through weight loss and having weight loss surgery was a life altering decision for me to make. Because finally, the person that I saw myself for inside was showing up as that person outwardly. So the woman that was chipping away at the bits on the inside actually got to come out. And it made me, very much so, God, I don't want to cry. It made me very fearless, which might be a catch-22. I feel like I can do anything and I feel like I can accomplish anything. Babes, I lost a whole person in weight. So the sky is the limit. And with that being said, I literally used to be not ashamed, but just like kind of, I would hold myself back a little bit when I was like, when people would ask me like, what's your dream job? What do you want to do? I want to be a content creator. I can say that to you without hesitation now. That's what I want to do. I want to be an influencer. I want to create digital products. I want to have multiple brands, successful brands. I can say that to you and not even flinch. The Megan back then could not have told you that confidently. Literally nobody is going to stop me from achieving my goals because I know what my God has in store for me. And I also understand the gifts and the vision that has been implanted in order for me to not only be able to execute, but to do it and do it well. And so that's what I'm going to do. when I was, going through the whole transition of like losing weight, I did experience imposter syndrome. I think that that's a lot of people will tell you when they've gone through a change as big as that, like that is something that they battle. But as I became more comfortable and confident who this next era of Megan was, like I was like, okay, she's her. She's here to stay. We know what we want and we're gonna go after it. And then like this next part might ruffle a little bit, like ruffle some feathers. But I know the lifestyle that I also want to have. And I'm okay with saying, like, oh, like, yes, I want to drive nice cars. Yes, I want to have a nice house. Now, am I going to live beyond my means in order to get those things? The answer is no, but I'm going to work really hard so that outside of what I do at my 9 to 5, it's no problem for me to be able to afford said things. What I'm building right now is not only generational wealth for my kids, but also for my nieces and my nephew. So I have to make sure that I, take care of them as well and put some things in place for them. But I understood because remember how I said becoming like more confident in who you are as a person. I understood that the things and the depths that I wanted to go to monetarily and financially, I was not going to earn that in a regular 9 to 5 structure. And you can get to the point to where you're like a VP and doing all these things. I just don't think that that's for me. That's not my path. And that's not the road that I want to go down. I would rather build these things for myself and work for myself. And so understanding those things, and I'm not even going to say like I wish that I knew that about myself in my 20s, because the truth of the matter is I really and truly feel like God gives you things at the moment that he feels like you're going to be able to do well with them. 20-year-old Megan would not have been able to absorb all of this. It probably would have overstimulated her. 20-year-old Megan would not have been able to understand that all of these things that are coming into fruition are a blessing, but also you have to manage your blessing. And I talk about that a lot. I talk about how you have to be grateful for the house that you have. You have to be grateful for the car that you have, because it's about how are you managing the blessing that you already have. So at the time that you are given more, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to manage that well. That's about discipline, keeping your home clean, keeping your space tidy, making your bed up, keeping your car clean, managing the body that you have that was given to you, or also just, well, if you're a healthier person, but also like seeing that if you're not healthy, changes that need to be made and how you can take care of your body better, and just slowly like building up to those things. And so I understood that. And I also understand that while I'm happy and I'm blessed with the things that I have now, I do know that there's more in store. So it's really important for me during this time to manage the blessing well, because at some point in time, it's going to come where you are given more and you have to take care of that. And I was listening to something, I was on TikTok and I can't remember who it was that was doing the interview. And they said something like, you're told, while you're younger, all the things that you need to do to be successful. But then what happens when you have to manage that success? And I think that that's where a lot of people fail, because they spend so much time building and building and building to get themselves to a place to where they're up and running. But then when success comes, they don't know how to manage it. So like one of the things that I talk about, sorry guys, I have to shift because like I can't feel my butt cheeks anymore. But one of the prompts that I gave Chat GPT, and if you're not an AI person, like I apologize up front because I'm a Chat GPT girl through and through. But I have a plan on my other channel, Cozy and Curated, and I have a plan to make $1.5 million in revenue for 2026. And so if you want to head over to that channel and look at, what the plan is and everything, I invite you to go there. It's down in the description. So what I did was I said, hey, when this happens, not an if, when this happens, how do we manage this? What roles do I need to put in place? What people do I need to hire? What type of tasks will they do? What's the job? What does my day to day look like? And it spit out like, these are the 7 jobs that you need. You need a content marketing manager, you need an editor, you need an admin assistant, you need a fractional CFO, you need a financial advisor, you need a lawyer, of course. And so from that, I was like, wow, okay, this is how we're going to manage. The fractional CFO will look at how the businesses are running and we'll do forecasting together. And you'll have a bookkeeper that makes sure everything is in place and reconciles for QuickBooks. And it even put together like the amount of hours these people would work, or if they would work on a quarterly basis, what their pay would be. It really just was able to give me what the structure of my brands would actually be. And on top of that, more importantly, is the fact that, how I was talking about the importance of being like confident in who you are and what it is you want out of life. So what I want out of life is only to work Monday through Wednesday. Thursdays and Fridays, I want to have a day to myself. I want to have a day that I can spend time with my husband as well, because it's really important for us to keep our relationship going well. The kids are in sports, and then we have one older adult child too. And we're just always running after everybody else, that sometimes it's difficult to be able to pour into the relationship that you have with your best friend. And my husband is my best friend through and through. I love him. That's twin. Like, we talk about any and everything. And so I need to have a day to do that, or I need to have a day to have a 3-day weekend on a Friday to get out of town with my husband and spend some alone time. So creating that structure for myself and also that support and what that looked like, that was astronomical for me, because it's like, okay, not only are you going to be successful, but you're going to manage that success at the same time. Next up, I would say, I understood what type of work schedule was important to me. And I want to tell everybody out there, like, A. Wilkie was talking about on her channel, how she said something to the extent of, like, what type of God do you serve that you don't believe that he will do these great things for you? And that it chilled my bones, because really and truly, like, you ask how I'm able to do all these things. You ask how I'm able to juggle. You ask how, you can create and run these brands and be a mom and be a wife. It's because God has input greatness into me. None of these things can be done without him. And none of this is going to be done or completed without him. And so I think that a lot of times if you are a Christian, a lot of times Christians are under this idea that, like, you're supposed to lead a life of suffering and struggle. And that's not, as a child of the kingdom and God's favorite, that's not what I meant to do. So I have to take the tools that I have received and build slowly towards what that dream life looks like. And you have the ability to do that too. We all do. Because at the end of the day, it's all about free will. And what you do with your time, it can be a make it or break it. You could come home from your 9 to 5, straighten up your house, get back up, get into bed, and then get back up the next morning and do it all over again. I wanted more out of my life. So sometimes I come home from my 9 to 5, I film and I batch 3 long form videos, and then I will do 5 short form videos. And I make sure that I have those done because this is important to me as well. And this is important to what I'm building. And so it's taken a lot of discipline to get to that point. But if this is what you truly want, you're going to have to make sacrifices in order to get to what you want. Lastly, what I want to talk to you guys about, and I think that this is super, super important just as women, is to understand how you want to be loved. And me and my husband have been together for 17 years now. And I will tell you that our love languages have shifted so much during those 17 years. Like at first I was a gifts person. Then I was a like constant, like words of affirmation was really important to me. Now I'm a quality time girl. And I just like, oh, you're going up the street, I'm gonna ride with you. Like for his job, a lot of times like he has to go to the post office and like, oh, I'll ride with you. We can go get dinner. We can go get lunch. We can go get coffee. We can go on a hike. I want to be, where he is, like all the time. And so, now I've transitioned into being a quality time girl, and that's my love language, and that's okay. But understanding, like, I didn't used to know really and truly how I wanted to be loved, but I do now. And being able to actually articulate that to my partner, that was mind blowing too, because you can't get mad at somebody for not loving you right if you don't tell them what your expectations are and what it is you need. I love me a dominant man. I want to be submissive. Okay. I love a dominant man. And so, having those types of conversations, with my husband and what our expectations are. And then me asking him also, how do you want to be loved? What do you feel like makes you feel the most valued? What is it that you need from me? And being able to reciprocate those things for him, I absolutely love that. Like, I love being able to make him feel loved and cared for. And he does a good job about that with me as well. Lastly, as I wrap this up, to my women, I would like to say, don't let anybody make you feel as though you shouldn't lead a life of luxury. I feel like so many times where people come down hard on those who want more out of life. And if you like to have like more of a simple life and those things, I just don't believe in bashing somebody because they want to buy a designer bag, or bashing somebody because they want to drive a nice car, or bashing somebody because they travel a lot. I think that's weird, because you live your life how you want to live your life, and I'm going to live my life how I want to live my life and do what I feel like fulfills me at the end of the day and what I feel like brings me joy. And so who am I to discourage somebody else from what it is they want to do in life and how they want to lead their life? So if you are not living beyond your means and you want a designer bag, go get the designer bag, sis. Like, it's okay. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up because it's at 25 minutes here. So, yeah, I just wanted to share those things with you guys because I feel like as I'm constantly evolving into the Megan that I have in my mind and that I've also put down on paper, I want to be able to document these milestones and be able to look back at me being in the transition of who it is I want to be ultimately. Thank you guys so much for sitting with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.